You know what I want to ask you now? You're middleweight champion. How has life changed?
More demanding, people, time demanding. People want more of your time. But other than that, that's pretty much about it on that part.
Okay, and how do you handle the pressure?
It's overwhelming. I mean, people really want your time, and and the only hard part about it is if you don't give it to them, they kind of turn around and say that you're this type of guy, and they don't understand. But you really can't. How can I put it? If people didn't want all my time, then obviously I didn't do something right. So it's good at the same time to have it.
This fight, actually, although you defeated Jermaine Taylor fairly handily in a rematch, is actually the first defense of the middleweight titles that you've won. Tell us about this and what you know about your opponents. Mainly fought in Europe and in England and Wales, not that well known in America. And this fight, of course, is going to be in Atlantic City, New Jersey.
Well, Gary Lockett's a rugged fighter. He comes to fight, he throws a lot of punches around. He's got pop. We don't know how great that pop is, and he's a straightforward guy. Being the first world title defense, it took me 7 years to get the title, and I fought the monsters to get there to get it, and we're definitely not giving it up after 7 years like it's nothing. But the thing is with Gary, what I do know is every guy he's fought went backwards. Nobody ever held their ground, nobody ever stood and fought. My style is I fought Miranda, Zartucci's, Taylor, and these are all big, strong middleweights. I showed that I'm not going to go backwards. So we'll see what happens after he gets caught with a couple hard punches, and we'll see how he reacts to that.
Have you watched tape of his previous fights?
Yeah, that's where I'm coming from. He's technically sound. Not overly fast, not overly powerful, but he throws smart punches. He's a smart fighter. He don't make too many mistakes, and he's coming to fight. But like I said before, we'll see what happens when he really can't back me up.
He only has one loss on his record, a close decision to Serenko, which he later avenged, winning a clear-cut decision, at least according to the records. I didn't see the fights. What does it tell you about a guy, although he hasn't fought top-name fighters that are well-known outside of England or Wales or Europe, what does it say about a guy that, other than that one loss, has beaten everyone he's faced?
Well, you really can't go off of the guys that he fought. You can't say that he's fought nobody, because I took that rap for a long time before I fought Zartucci and Miranda. So you got to take him serious, more serious than any other fight, and I think that's what we're doing now. And the guy I lost to, I never really heard of most of the guys, but it don't mean nothing. He's got a chance to come in and win a world title and fight me, who's the top of the middleweight division right now. So he's coming, he's bringing his A game.
And just say something out there to your fans.
Thanks for support, and stay tuned for June 7th. It'll be another exciting one.
Thank you, Kelly.
Oh, thank you.
Give a shout out to Youngstown.
Youngstown, how you doing? Warren, Ohio, too.
We're right next door to each other.
It.
Okay, hey, tell us a little bit about what you're doing with the training here.
We get back in the gym April 14th. That'll put us 8 weeks out. And listen, we'll train just as hard for this fight as we did for the Jermaine Taylor last few fights, the Miranda fight. I'm a no-nonsense type of guy, and listen, we got this far for hard work, and we're just continue it.
Okay, and did the Taylor fight go the way you expected it, or?
No, I actually thought we would knock him out. I really did, but it proved a lot to me with Kelly going 12 rounds. We've never been 12 rounds. I thought we were stronger at the end of the fight, so that proved a lot to me with Kelly.
We're here with Gary Lockett, who will be fighting middleweight champion Kelly Pavlik on June 7th in Atlantic City. You mentioned during the press conference that a lot of the fans and even the media people in America are not really familiar with you at all. Tell us about this fight, because you're going to go in obviously as an underdog, particularly with the fight in America. You're from Wales, and even though you have Enzo Calzaghe, the trainer of the year, in your corner, a lot of people are going to be picking Pavlik. Tell us about how you're going to approach this fight.
I mean, that part is obvious. I mean, I'm a dark horse. Someone mentioned the word dark horse earlier, and I think that's the best way to describe me, because I'm relatively unknown. I've only boxed in world class twice. I've never boxed in the United States. And, you might be forgiven for no one ever having heard of me. I mean, I'm obviously quite a big name back home, but yeah, I mean, I think it'll probably work in my advantage. But then again, Kelly and his team, they seem really professional. I don't think they're going to underestimate me. So you're going to look at a good fight. Kelly's going to be as good as ever, and I know that I'm going to be in the shape of my life.
What do you see as your advantages against Kelly Pavlik? Again, particularly since Pavlik on this side of the ocean has gotten a lot more television exposure.
Yeah, advantages. I mean, I don't want to divulge too much, but I think, with a tall fighter, if if when they overreach, they make themselves vulnerable. And you know, as I say, he's so tall. He's so tall, and I'm, you know, relatively short. I punch from I punch from a position which is shorter than where I stand. So, you know, perhaps that can be an advantage. I don't know. Work it out for yourself. But we've got some things up our sleeve. We're going to come with a strategy that's going to be effective and hopefully take the titles back.
He's a boxer puncher. As you said, he's very tall and lean. He's very good at everything. He's not great in one area or another. In other words, you've seen his offense, his defense, his power, his speed, his footwork. All of that is very good. How would you describe your style? You talked a little bit about your stance, but again, for people, I know a lot of people are going to be going to YouTube to see some of your fights up there, but tell us a little bit about what we can expect from your style, what you generally have done in the past.
Well, my general style is a puncher. I mean, ever since I was 10, 12 years of age, every time I've hit someone clean, the fight's been over, you know. I mean, the funny thing is, when you're a puncher, I mean, the temptation to take someone out with one shot far outweighs the temptation to just, you know, box and let it happen naturally. So that, you know, that's why, you know, perhaps my career's been a little bit slow burning, because I've had quite a few flat performances where I've loaded up and looked for the shot, and it hasn't come, or it hasn't come till late, and I've looked bad in doing so. But I've had a really good run now over the past, say, 14 fights. I've put 14 wins together with, I think it's either 9 or 10 knockouts, and yeah, you know, that's my style. I'm a boxer puncher, but with Kelly, I have to correct you. You said he doesn't do anything great, but he's very good at everything. I think he's a great puncher, and I think he's got a great chin. He's been knocked down 4 times, but I don't take any notice of the knockdowns. The part I take notice of is the fact that he's got up from every one of those knockdowns to knock the guy out. So that's a massive heart.
What do you think is going to be the difference for you? This is the first time you're fighting outside of Europe, coming to America. Again, he's going to have a lot of fans in the arena. He's fought in that building before. That's where he knocked out Taylor last year to win the title. How is that going to be for you going in, not that well known, and with more of the fans obviously on his side?
No problem at all. I mean, it's a win-win situation for me. I've never been in a fight of this magnitude before. I've boxed in front of a lot more people. I actually boxed in the Millennium Stadium in front of about 35,000 people.
That was one of the Calzaghe cards, right?
It was, yeah. But no, I mean, this is the most, you know, greatest opportunity in my career. And what's it to be nervous of? You know, I'm fighting the best. I'm going to come over. I'm going to give it my best shot. You know, I'm quietly confident of winning. But if I get beat, I get beat. But at least I got beat by a fantastic, you know, throwback of a fighter who's, as Bob Arum said, there is probably one of the generation of the great new middleweights. But I've got something to say about that on June the 7th.
You also, for those that don't know your record, your only loss you later revenged. It was a very close decision. So you've beaten everybody that you faced so far in the pro ranks.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, the loss was a different lifetime, really, a completely different Gary Lockett, where I was doing everything wrong. I mean, if the term "doing everything wrong" was in a dictionary, they'd have a picture of my ugly mug underneath it, you know. But no, I'm a changed fighter from then. I do everything right now as well as we can. I've got one of the best trainers, one of the best boxing brains in the world in Enzo Calzaghe, and yeah, as I say, we're going to give it our best shot, and with a bit of luck, you know, and you know, providing that everything goes well, we can take the titles back.
All right, good luck, and we'll see you June 7th in Atlantic City.
My pleasure, thank you.
Thank you.